a blessed day to be with you, my mathematics learners. Today, we are going to discuss about rational functions. Teacher Elizabeth Kitola here. Rational function is written in the form f of x is equal to p of x all over by q of x, where your p of x and q of x are both polynomials and your q of x is not equal to 0. Let's take example number 1. Example number 1. Find the domain and range of the given rational function. F of x is equal to 2x minus 3 all over by x squared. In looking for the domain of the given rational function, first is we are going to equate the denominator to 0. Meaning, we are going to think of the possible value of x which will give us a 0 denominator. In your given, you have x squared, so you think of a number or a value of x which will give you 0 denominator. So if you will change x to 0, you have 0 squared that will give you now 0 denominator. Therefore, x is equal to 0. Your domain now is x such that x is an element of all real numbers, where your x should not be equal to 0, or simply x is an element of all real numbers such that x should not be equal to 0. That is, all values can take the variable x except 0, because when the denominator becomes 0, f of x will be undefined. To find the range, we use f of x is equal to y, so that from the function f of x, we will substitute it by y. You will get y equals 2x minus 3 all over by x squared. Simply multiply x squared by both sides of the equation so that your denominator will be cancelled out. So you have y times x squared is equal to 2x minus 3. You have now y x squared minus 2x plus 3 equals 0. It is now in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. From that, we are now going to use b squared minus 4ac, which is greater than or equal to 0, to get the real solutions. Let a is equal to y, b is equal to negative 2, c is equal to 3. Therefore, by substitution, you will have negative 2 squared minus 4 times y times 3 is greater than or equal to 0. Simplifying further, you will now get 4 minus 12y is greater than or equal to 0. Transpose negative 12y to the other side of the equation, it becomes positive 12y. Dividing both sides by 12, you will have 1 over 3 is greater than or equal to y. In summary, d of x or your domain is equal to x, element of all real numbers such that x should not be equal to 0, and the range is y, element of all real numbers such that y is less than or equal to 1/3. Let's try to answer example number 2. Example number 2. Find for the domain of the given rational function. You have f of x equals x minus 2 all over by x plus 2. Again, we are going to find for a value of x where your denominator will be equal to 0. So what do you think should be the value of x so that your denominator will be equal to 0? Correct. Your x is now equal to negative 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is equal to 0, which will give your denominator a 0 value, which is now an undefined. So your domain now is x such that x is an element of all real numbers, where your x should not be equal to negative 2. That is, all values can take the variable x except negative 2, because the denominator becomes 0 and f of x will be undefined. The interval notation can also be written as d of negative infinity and negative 2, u from negative 2 to positive infinity. To find the range, we use f of x is equal to y so that your function a while back will become y is equal to x minus 2 all over by x plus 2. In solving this, you just multiply y and the denominator x plus 2 so that it becomes xy plus 2y is equal to x minus 2. Transpose positive x to the other side and positive 2y to the other side, so you will have xy minus x is equal to negative 2y minus 2. Factor out x, you will have x times y minus 1 is equal to negative 2 times y plus 1. Dividing both sides by y minus 1, you will have x is equal to negative 2 times y plus 1 all over by y minus 1. Equate now your denominator to 0, you will have y minus 1 is equal to 0. Transpose negative 1 to the other side, your y now is equal to 1. Therefore, y should not be equal to 1, otherwise the denominator is 0. Your range is now y, such that y is an element of all real numbers, where y should not be equal to 1. That is, all values can take the variable y except 1 because the denominator becomes 0 and x will be undefined. That's all for today. I hope this video helped you in learning rational functions. If you think this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe.